You're rolling.
What all bands have you played with?
I mean, we've played from anywhere from just local bands out of the 336 area, to like small bands out of the Raleigh. Anywhere, I mean, even tonight we play with bands that are all the way from the coast, all the way up to bands that we actually played here. The last time we played here, we actually got the opportunity to open up for Warren Cyrus, Norma Jean, and Either Video or What Alive. That was awesome. I mean, but we don't. Our main point is not to just play with bands that have already had the experience, you know. But we have played with bands that range just from the local scene all the way up to worldwide touring bands.
Quite frankly, local scene wise, one of the bands I thoroughly enjoy with Slices.
Yeah.
Just because
They're really cool guys.
they're cool guys, they got a great sound. I enjoy it.
Great live show.
Yeah, they do a great live show, and they're very meticulous about it, and it shows.
Yeah.
And the fact that it was actually our first Green Street show we played with them, and they were thoroughly pleased with the way we played, and
You
they
can definitely
invited us
tell
back.
that Hephaestus takes their art seriously.
Yeah. So check out Hephaestus because they're fucking
They're a
ballers.
bunch of cool guys.
How many years have you been playing your instrument?
Bass for me, 6 years.
I've been playing guitar 12 years now. Yeah.
What are you guys about? What do you stand for?
Here comes a vocalist.
Yeah, man. I'm back. Where we stand as a band is a pretty good question. I think it's just pretty much making music and just having a good time. What do we stand for as a band?
No, yeah, it's essentially what he said. We try to support as much as create local music, and I mean, anybody that has enough talent and has the talent to make it big, we're going to support 110%. And I mean, just anybody's creativity, we want to be a part of supporting that. Like we would hope that they would support us as much as we would support them.
I feel like any band wants to make it big. More than anything, we would want to make it big. But that's not our main goal.
Yeah. If not, I mean, we had fun. Like we have fun writing our songs. We have fun practicing. We have fun playing shows like this. It's one of those fucking blasts. I mean, we got to meet a bunch of bands that we never heard of, and hear what they had to offer, and it was wonderful.
And actually, music in and of itself is a language of its own. So, I mean, like, because I mean, there's certain verbal communications you can't get across to people, and music just kind of pushes that above and beyond. And to be able to do that as a band for other people, just kind of push forward and give them an idea or a feeling is already rewarding in itself.
A wise man once said, music is a language that expresses that which cannot be said. I mean, any artist, whether it be visual or performing art, other than him, any artist, whether it be visual or performing, is going to tell you. Any real artist does it for the art.
It's art for art's sake.
Nobody wants to admit it, especially in the music industry. Like, people are trying to make a living. People that bank on the music industry as a way of life.
It's a business.
It's a business. And as much as a business as it is, and every band has that aspect, we try to hold true to the actual art aspect.
And that's pretty much what we kind of stand for, I guess, in a way. And you can even break that down to the game of Apollo, because he was all about
He's
music.
a great guy to music.
Yeah. So I guess that's art.
How did you guys become a band?
That's all you, dude.
So, actually, I used to be very, very preppy and jockey back in high school, and I kind of was just like, this is stupid, and started hanging out with Zach and Tyler, who were another guitarist, and they had a band, and I went to go hear them, and they had very, very terrible metal songs written, and at the time, in 10th grade in high school, we were like, oh my god, this is so good. So we went to go see them play a couple times, and we were like, wow, they have their shit together. And this was the same time I was trying to get my own little band forming, and none of them had any kind of fucking musical talent whatsoever. And so I ended up going and trying out for them. That's when I got put as their rhythm guitarist. Started that way. I mean, Zach was already really good at writing songs, really good. As good as you could be in 10th grade with no experience. And from that, we grew as a band. We've been playing for years. We've been criticizing each other for years. And it's all about being able to play, riffs for each other and be like, hey, that's crappy. Like, you're better than that. You're a better guitarist than that riff. Throw it out and play something else. And you just build off that. And as a band, collectively able to throw different riffs and different patterns together and started writing songs. I mean, it just kind of collaborates as one.
And then he found us.
Yeah, like
I found both. I found both of
he
them.
and Zach and Tyler have been together for way longer than either of us. Then I came to UNCC. I discovered this guy, the vocalist, over fucking Facebook.
Via guitar,
Social media.
Yeah.
Does wonders.
And it was just like, hey, anybody interested in going to college and trying to play music together? Yeah, sure. And he lived in the dorm across the street from me. I started playing some stuff. Hey, I got a band. You want to come try out? Maybe like dick around? Sure. And I practiced. Hey, you want to be the guitarist? Okay.
Yeah.
We call it this, and then he also finds this guy.
This one
Says,
is
hey,
even less experienced. There's like, we're looking for a bassist. I was like, yeah, I can play bass. And I will not forget when you told me the story. Like when we actually like talked on the phone, he's like,
He sounded like a 14-year-old. I was like, what the shit?
And
I was like, what am I
he
getting
looked
us
at the rest
into?
of
I was
us.
like,
I
I think
heard
this
the
guy
demos.
might be like 13, 14 years old.
I heard their demos and I was like, fuck, what am I getting myself into? I go and I jam with them and I
They were
start learning
bad.
the songs. Yeah. And I remember when we finished, they looked at me and they're pretty much like, oh, you're an actual bass player. Okay.
We had to back up. Our first two bass players were like, hey, we can play bass, kind of. And they were like, all right, that's good enough for us. We actually played for about a year and a half without a bass player. And then we had one guy that we were really good friends with who actually used to be our old screamer that
It's weird. He can write music.
yeah, he's an excellent writer, but he moved to App for school. And so when he came back, he played bass for us, and then we were like, all right, we can't keep doing this. We actually need to look for a real bass player.
He definitely, after he got off the phone with West, he definitely looked at the rest of us like, man, this guy may or may not be 14 years old.
And he's the oldest
And
person
he's
in
the oldest
band.
one in the band.
Yep.
How did you go with the band name?
That's actually
Wikipedia.
No. I was actually I used to be an English major.
Yo,
It ain't
Yago, you
Greensboro,
better watch
but
out.
it's
Cheapero.
They're going to
I actually used to be an English major, and we were reading something, and it was a poem or something that mentioned Mount Parnassus. And I looked up Mount Parnassus, and it was the throne, like, I didn't remember the actual definition. It was like the seat of music. It was the seat of music sacred to Apollo. And at first we were going to go with Parnassus as our band name. We looked it up, and there was some other band like out in Oklahoma or some dumb shit. It was some band out in Oklahoma or somewhere out in like the Midwest that actually had Parnassus as a band name already. And our drummer's reading through the Wikipedia article, and he was like, sacred to Apollo. And then he said it like out loud, and he actually already had a tattoo of Apollo's head with two guitars processed. And I was like, wait a second. Like, let's think about that for a minute. And ever since then, like, we were just like, you know what? We should go with that. Like, our guitarist already has it tattooed on him.
He's got
And
a tattoo too now.
it fits with the original idea of being sacred to music, which is kind of the